Have you ever wondered why you love the sound of rain? Why a heavy storm makes you want to crawl under a thick blanket? Why it makes you want to hold something warm? We call this feeling cozy. We think of it as just a simple aesthetic preference. Millions of people play looped audio of rainstorms just to fall asleep. It physically lowers our heart rate and blood pressure. It brings us a profound sense of peace. But nature doesn't give us comfort for no reason. Every feeling you have is a biological algorithm, a survival mechanism programmed over millions of years. So why would an animal feel perfectly relaxed when the environment outside is violently hostile? The truth is, this feeling of cozy safety is an illusion. It is a modern luxury built on a foundation of ancient terror. To understand this feeling, we have to go back to when we were just another animal trying not to die. Because for our ancestors, every single day was a raw test of survival. On the grand timeline of Earth, our modern comfort is a microscopic dot at the very end. For most of our history, a dark cloud wasn't an excuse to stay in bed. It was a ticking clock. Imagine you are asleep. Suddenly, you are awake. And you are freezing. Outside your fragile shelter, the sky breaks open. The world disappears into a gray wall of water. The ground turns to mud. And a deep, primal panic sets in. You retreat into the shadows. Because being caught out there in the torrential rain was a death sentence. Ancient humans didn't just have to worry about predators or starvation. The most consistent, relentless killer was water. Look at us. We are an evolutionary anomaly. We have exposed, highly sensitive skin. Compared to the rest of the animal kingdom, we are practically naked. This nakedness was incredible for hunting on the scorching savanna. It allowed us to sweat, to cool down efficiently. Our pores opened up to release heat, making us the ultimate endurance runners on a hot day. We could chase down prey until they collapsed from heat exhaustion. But this superpower came with a catastrophic flaw. While other animals were biologically insulated, our greatest strength became our greatest weakness when the weather turned. We traded our thick protective fur for a cooling system, leaving us entirely defenseless against the cold. We don't have waterproof feathers. We don't have instinctual migration routes mapped into our brains. When the temperature drops, our biology fails us completely. It is a simple matter of physics. Water is highly conductive. When dry air touches your skin, you lose a little heat. But water steals your body heat 25 times faster than air. A cold rain isn't just uncomfortable. It is actively draining the life force out of your body. Your muscles spasm involuntarily, trying to generate friction, but the rain keeps coming. The cold seeps deep into your core. Your internal temperature plummets. This is hypothermia, and it doesn't take freezing snow to kill you. A steady rain at 50 degrees Fahrenheit is more than enough. If the rain doesn't stop, your fine motor skills vanish. Your heart rate slows down to a crawl. Your brain, starved of warm blood, becomes profoundly confused. Time slips away until you simply lie down in the mud and stop moving. Game over. But the cold isn't the only problem. The rain turns the entire environment into a deadly trap. When a massive storm hits, you can't forage. You can't hunt. Your energy reserves deplete rapidly as you shiver. Your world shrinks to a few feet of visibility. And those tracks you were following? Erased in seconds. Your tools become entirely useless. A wooden spear needs to be rigid to fly straight. Soaked wood warps, bends, and softens. A taut bowstring is a lethal weapon. A wet bowstring is just a piece of sagging, useless string. In the rain, you are entirely helpless, disarmed. And it gets worse. The rain systematically robs you of your senses. The deafening roar of water masks the sound of a snapping twig. The warning sounds of an approaching predator are completely drowned out. You won't hear them coming. The heavy moisture suppresses scents, beating them straight into the mud. You can't smell danger. Danger, however, can still find you. The evolutionary scales tip completely out of your favor. You can't run in the mud. You can't fight with warped wood. You can't see or hear the threat. The apex predator is reduced instantly to prey. So, how did we survive? How are we still here? How did a hairless ape conquer the globe? From the torrential monsoons of the tropics to the freezing sleet of the north? The answer isn't in our biology. We didn't evolve better, waterproof bodies. We didn't wait millions of years for thick fur to grow back. We cheated. We learned to engineer our environment. It started with something incredibly small, something easily overlooked, long before the wheel. Long before agriculture, there was this, the bone needle. Without it, clothing was just a loose, cumbersome drape, an animal hide awkwardly thrown over the shoulders. Heavy, restrictive, and fundamentally flawed. A strong gust of wind could blow it right off. Cold air would just flow straight underneath it. And sideways rain would soak you to the bone anyway. But a needle changed everything. It allowed us to pull the edges of a hide tightly together, to stitch and seal the gaps, to create a tailored, artificial second skin. Suddenly, our body heat belonged to us again. The relentless rain just bounced off. We could stand in the storm and actually survive. But we didn't stop there. We invented the lockdown protocol. When the sky turned black, we retreated into the earth. We found caves, and we blocked the entrances. And we brought the sun inside with us. Fire turned a dark, damp hole into a sanctuary. Safe from the rain, we finally had time. Time to think. Time to talk. Time to plan. Time to sleep deeply, without keeping one eye open. The storm raged violently outside, while the monsters paced at our doorstep, cold and confused. The environment was killing them, but we were perfectly safe. In fact, the deadly rain became our ultimate shield. This psychological shift was a monumental evolutionary leap. It was the breeding ground for culture, language, and innovation. Our brains grew because our bodies were finally secure. Fast forward thousands of generations. The centuries bleed away, but the primal software running in our brains? It hasn't changed. When you sit by a window today, or pull the covers up tight, you are executing the exact same survival script. The comfort you feel isn't just physical warmth. It is a deep, neurological reward. An echo from the Pleistocene. Your brain hears the heavy rain and wraps you in a blanket of dopamine. It whispers a biological lullaby of survival, telling you, you are inside. You are dry. You have one today. The threat is neutralized. The lockdown protocol is active. The roof is holding. Your heart rate drops. The phantom wolves of our past dissolve into the night. This is true comfort. The absolute, blissful absence of fear. We love the sound of rain, only because we are no longer standing in it. It is the sound of a bullet missing you, a biological high five for not freezing to death in the mud. We are united with our ancestors in this quiet victory. They survived the storm, so that we could enjoy it. Every single tool of comfort we have ever built is just an extension of that first animal skin, a defiant shield against a hostile universe. Comfort is the ultimate evolutionary flex. From the simple bone needle to the deadbolt on your door, from the campfire to the electric thermostat, it is an unbroken chain of human defiance. We look out into the dark, wet, miserable void, from our little boxes of light and heat, and we feel something profound. We feel the weight of 1,000,000 years of survival, resting gently on our shoulders. We conquered the weather. We built the sanctuary. We carry the fire inside our minds now. And as long as the door is locked, the endless rain outside is just background noise. We are still here. Good night. Stay warm.